Yo, what's up? What's up? It's the Hungry Millennial, back again with yet another Proactive Pragmatism. On today's Proactive Pragmatism, I want to talk about noticing effort and not the failure. And what this comes down to often is people feeling underappreciated. And I feel like it's in the human psyche to feel underappreciated. And sometimes, I find it tough being in a leadership position, having to provide feedback. But I often notice that the feedback where I lead with appreciation often works out the best, because as leaders, often in just even in relationships, male female, male male, female female, whatever you believe in, that's your right. But the thing that goes by the wayside after you've built a relationship with people often is showing and telling them how much you appreciate them. I remember growing up having a chart. It was like a magnet on the refrigerator from the local health department that talked about 1,000 ways to praise your child. Often we are more prone to praise children than the actual people who are helping and we experience and go through life with on a day-to-day basis. And somebody who feels underappreciated, I'm not saying every day make it creepy, but I'm saying show them and tell them that you notice the effort that they're making, that they're actually trying. And then when they do fail, they will be way more open to feedback and make it genuine, because life's not perfect. And I subscribe to the idea that you're going to spend most of your life failing. So if life is already an uphill battle, let's try not to make that uphill battle a pain for people who are on that journey. So, for instance, when, my child does something wrong, my daughter, she's a little girl. So one thing that I've learned is to be receptive and understand my stature and my position in her life. I'm not a full-time dad, so I'm not there all the time. So a lot of times, plus I'm a muscular dude who has a very intense voice at times. So I've got to reach her on her level. And I find the best way to do that is to praise the positivity, praise the energy, praise her effort. Not in an overly overt way, but hey, you're doing a good job. I like what I see there. Praise the progress that's in process. And you can do that in relationships as well. Praise the progress that's in process. Praise the growth. And then you keep moving. So Jocko Willink talks about this also, former Navy SEAL. He talks about how his daughters will have a singing contest in the house. And what he'll do is they'll be like, oh, how did I do? They're like, no, he'll be like, oh, I'll give it a 6. I give it a 7, but it turns into a positive competition for them. And if we can learn from something as minuscule as, little girls in a singing contest, is giving them a metric, providing people a metric for feedback, even when it's hard. Okay, so your friend gets cheated on. Provide her a metric of, hey, you know what? You're handling this situation a lot better than the last breakup, but this is what I would do. And then let them make their own decision. Provide the feedback and don't come from a point of over emotion, but come from a point of, hey, I care about you. And often we have to give ourselves, some type of praise for the small steps that we take in our lives. Another variant conversation that I was having with some NCOs, non-commissioned officers, sergeants in the military, because I was like, when it comes to paying off debt, it's a super relief for a lot of people. But I follow the Dave Ramsey principle where you start paying off the smallest things and you move on to the bigger things. But like those small, minute things become praise for effort in your eyes. And those things, the small things, become the big things. I know you might get tired of hearing this on the podcast, but the small things are the big things. It makes it up. You take, without one piece of a puzzle, you don't have the complete picture of a puzzle. But once we can dial in those pieces, with positive energy, not the, you know, self-help guru thing, but the I put in the work, I put in the effort. Let me praise my efforts because a failure is around the corner and I'm gonna need that energy to take things next level in my life. That's what I want to see from people. That's what I want to see out of people. Because often, you know, I don't get anything out of a lot of people succeeding, but the joy that they took and did what majority of society won't do. They took action. That is freaking amazing. That is freaking outstanding. To my soldiers all the time, like, they're like, how you doing? Outstanding. You know why? Because I can't complain. Because on a day-to-day basis, I try to put in the effort and notice my effort and not necessarily dwell on the failures. So we're moving forward. We messed up. Okay, we're moving forward. How do we rectify the situation? Never stay in that negative mindset for too long because it'll start to pull you and drag you into the dumpster. So stay positive. Reward yourself and reward, you know, your girl, your boyfriend. They've been making a good conscious effort. Tell them that they've been doing a good job. It costs you nothing to notice someone's effort. It may not be the effort that you would put forward, and that's why we got to benchmark at their level, not our level. It may, you know, for me, I'm like, okay, I'm throwing up, you know, I'm doing heavier weight on leg days. That's a big win. For somebody else, just them going and signing up and going to the gym might be the first building block that they need to build that wall so they can be successful. Build that house of gold later, because that one sign up could turn into 10 years of health, right? So we have to focus on those small things and praise the effort and not necessarily look at the failure. Because if the failure is not big, we address it and then we Charlie Mike, we carry on mission. So this is Hungry Millennial, back with yet another Proactive Pragmatism. You can find me at hungrymillennial4@gmail.com. Send me questions, send me topics that you guys want to hear. I'm here for you. I'm listening. Let's chop it up. Let's talk it up and become our best selves.